I'm in Guatemala, and this is the Motagua Valley. Home to some of the most dangerous creatures on the planet. But the one I'm after is truly special. A giant, venomous predator, razor-sharp teeth, and a bite like a pit bull. An animal so feared that locals kill it on sight. One of the rarest lizards on Earth. The stunning but extremely dangerous beaded lizard. There's a lizard, there's a lizard. I'm Dominic Monaghan. All my life I've been driven by two strong passions. Acting and wild creatures. Since I was a kid, I've dreamt of traveling the planet to get my hands on the rarest, scary, and most dangerous animals out there. And now, I finally have my chance. This is a mustache, but this is Antigua, the central tourist hub of the beautiful country, Guatemala. And I've come to Guatemala to find an animal shrouded in Mayan myth and folklore, the stunning but venomous beaded lizard. Hey, check this out. These lizards are very tough, but extremely rare. In fact, it's believed only a few hundred exist in the entire world. And if I do find one, I'm gonna have my work cut out for me. They can grow to over 3 feet in length, and it's rumored that when they bite, they just don't let go. These armor-plated giants are one of only 2 highly venomous lizards on Earth, and their excruciatingly painful bite can lead to paralysis and heart failure. This is gonna be one of my toughest challenges to date. All right, let's get moving. Look at this gorgeous little boy.
Hola, chico.
I'm headed 120 kilometers west of Antigua to Guatemala National Park, where I'm meeting lizard expert Monica Torres. With her on board, I think I've got a real shot at finding this incredibly rare and dangerous animal. And after a stunning hour-and-a-half drive through the mountains, I finally reached the edge of the park. Before I can meet up with Monica, I need to make an important pit stop. I've been told before I do anything in the wild, before I go anywhere, that I need to be blessed, be involved in a Mayan blessing. And that's going to occur at this hill where there's an altar. The Maya have lived in these highlands for thousands of years. Hello. And many of the traditions are still practiced here. It's an absolutely beautiful setting, just, you know, the volcano and the lake underneath. Looks like we're gonna start a fire. What looks like kind of offerings. There's bread, sesame seeds, candles, beer. Anna Marie Salosh is a Mayan priestess who's lending me a hand with entreating all the forest creatures for safe passage into this mountain forest. Seems to be like an exchange. We offer you refreshment and food and these things that are precious to us. And in exchange, you give protection to our guest. Given that almost a dozen lethal snakes and 1 giant venomous lizard call these jungles home, I'll take all the protection I can get. Uh-oh. It's not the first time a woman's thrown a drink at me, to be honest. Thank you. Muchas gracias. Every little bit helps when you're in a foreign country and a local is wishing you well and giving you blessings. I'll take it. So with the Mayan gods hopefully on my side, it's time to begin my search for Monica, who I'm told can be found at the top of this impressive mountain. It's quite a dense forest. There's tree beards everywhere, and it's really quite soft underfoot. It's like walking on marshmallows. Add to the fact that we're getting quite high up in terms of elevation. And that makes you kind of reach for your breath because the air is much thinner. And after enjoying the fruits of my long climb, wow, nice views. At nearly 3,000 meters, I finally catch up with Monica. Hi.
Hi.
Hey, hello. Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you. How are you doing? My name's Dominic. Are you Monica?
Yes.
Hey,
nice to meet
Monica.
you.
Just give me a minute just to catch my breath because that climb is pretty tough, huh?
It's kind of hard.
It's no joke.
Yes.
And it's clear I've come to the right person. Probably explain.
Oh, the Beaded Lizard? I know a place called Nenton where you can go. And you have, like, very good chances to see one.
But before we can head off to Beaded Lizard territory, Monica has one last task. Tracking down a very rare and unique local reptile known as the alligator lizard.
They love that kind of plants. They're, like, about this size. And they should be, like, up in the trees.
All right, cool. Well, let me drop my pack and we'll start looking.
Tom,
Yeah?
I find one.
Where are you?
Here, over this big tree.
Where? Oh, sweet. Can I pick him up?
Yeah.
Hey, dude. Wow. What a cute little lizard. He's so chill. It's easy to see how this little guy got his name. He does look like a miniature alligator. Amazing color. It's almost like a metallic color.
That's a beautiful male.
I love these little frills here he's got on the side of his head. Makes him look much more like a little dinosaur. You said that this lizard is relatively rare.
They're so endangered because people tend to kill one of them when they see one because they think that they're very poisonous, which isn't true. Probably people think they're venomous because of the beaded lizard.
Yeah, the beaded lizard is obviously venomous.
Yeah.
So you could understand how someone might kind of practice a little bit of caution around them.
But they have all these kind of myths and stories around the beaded lizard. They think that they can use like the tail to inject venom. And also people think that if they walk over the shadow of the lizard, they will be dead in a few days.
Well, that is a shame that this lizard is vilified because it's such a beautiful little animal. It's nice to meet you, little dude. And I'll put him back.
Wait,
what?
I still need him.
Oh, you do?
Yeah,
okay.
For samples.
All right, well, in that case, before he gets away, I'll give him to you.
Thank you very much.
With this little guy found, it's time to get off the mountain so we can begin our hunt for the beaded lizard. But halfway down, we encounter one of this jungle's most beautiful and deadly occupants. Look, look, look. Wow. This looks like the Guatemalan palm viper. Let me just see if I can just bring it around so it's not quite in as dangerous a position to strike at me. Pit vipers are extremely fast striking and they strike repetitively. Now they're called pit vipers because of these distinct holes at the front of its face. Now what these things are heat-seeking devices. If anyone's ever seen the movie Predator, when you see through the predator's eyes, it uses heat, and that's exactly how this snake sees its world. So if this snake was looking at me, all around, it would just see gray. But right here, it would see this vibrating red thing. And if I were to get close enough, if I were to push myself too close into the snake's danger zone, it would know exactly where I was, and it would strike out in defense. I'm just gonna move this guy a little bit, see if I can just bring you around. Oh, nice. Get the feeling that this snake is probably a little cold. It's not getting too agitated. Well, look, he's yawning. Look, he's yawning. And now you can see his fangs. Look at those fangs. Yeah. But those fangs were like that. He's getting a little cold. I'm getting a little cold too, so I'm gonna catch up with Monica. See you, dude. Safely down the mountain, our hunt for the beaded lizard can finally begin. Our plan is to head north along 240 kilometers of treacherous mountain roads.
Oh, hello. Sorry.
To La Fortuna, an enormous arid forest that's home to around 50 beaded lizards.
It's like the ideal place because you have these big patches of dry forest, which is the habitat of the beaded lizard.
They like it a little hotter than where we were.
Yes. We just have to be very careful so we don't get bitten.
Do you know anyone who's been bitten?
Yeah, I know 2 persons, and it's supposed to be really, really, really bad. They grab you so the saliva can get into the wound. That way, the venom goes into your body.
It's like a zombie lizard.
Yeah, exactly.
Hours later, we make a pit stop in Nantone, a small town just outside the La Fortuna forest, where we get our last taste of civilization.
I like the look of these guys. Popcorn?
Yes. Muchas gracias.
Gracias. See if we can find some sunglasses before we get back on the road. All right, well, let's have a look, Monica. Not sunglasses, but what do you think?
I think you look quite intellectual.
I look like a professor.
Yes. So, how does it look?
No, it looks quite good, actually. You look like Eva Peron. I don't like this
Edgy.
bit. This is weird. Maybe these.
I like those better.
Better? Is this a place to haggle?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's ask him how much for the 2.
¿Cuánto nos da por estos? ¿Cuánto le damos?
100.
Por los dos.
How much?
He wants 100 quetzales for both.
Why don't you say 60 and then we'll do it?
A 60 no me los dejan. Sí. Yeah.
Oh, that's just because you're a pretty lady. Men have no idea how to haggle with pretty ladies.
Gracias.
Why don't we put on our new cool sunglasses and walk around and look like rock stars?
I always look like a rock star.
That is true.
Suitably attired to deal with the blazing Guatemalan sun, it's time to get back on the road. And after a short drive into the highlands, we finally arrive at the La Fortuna forest, one of only 2 habitats in Guatemala that supports populations of the scarce beaded lizard.
So now that we're here in the perfect spot, whereabouts should we be able to find them in this place?
Well, you want to look for little caves, so it can be like between the rocks.
Is there anywhere else? Do they climb trees?
Yeah, they can climb trees, but you get better chances like within those areas.
Well, should we split up and then if we see something, we can just shout at each other?
Yeah.
Spent pretty much my entire life in love with lizards. I'm now here in Guatemala searching for easily one of the more dangerous lizards in the world, and one of the lizards that has the most amount of myths associated with it.
Many locals believe the beaded lizard has a venom so powerful it can be passed on to a victim through its shadow, while other tales say they have the power to cause lightning strikes.
I'm hoping, after all this traveling and all this searching, that I've not just come here looking for a myth, but in such a huge forest, feels a little bit like I'm looking for a needle in a haystack. Oh, look at this little thing here. See this? Harmless looking bug is actually the assassin bug. These guys are called assassin bugs because they kind of sit in wait, and then when an insect comes along, they'll grab hold of and dig their little proboscis, this kind of spear-like mouth part, into the insect, kill it, and then suck up all its remains. But this little guy right here is also becoming quite famous in certain parts of the world for spreading a disease called Chagas disease. This is an insect that I definitely wouldn't pick up because it takes about 15 to 20 years to kick in, and at that point, it's all over. There's no cure at this point, and you will eventually die from it. So a little guy like that can cause a lot of problems. In fact, it's one of the theories behind why Charles Darwin died at a relatively young age. He was probably bitten by the assassin bug and could have contracted Chagas disease. All right, let's get moving. So I've been looking for a while now in the places that Monica's been telling me, kind of base of trees, maybe, you know, up in trees and stuff like that. And I'm just not having too much luck, and I'm starting to understand just how rare these animals might be. Hear that? Hear that rattle? There's a rattlesnake nearby. Wait, listen, wait. Woohoo! Just be really careful where you step. These guys can just hide in plain sight. They can be absolutely anywhere. Oh, there, look. It's wrapped around that tree. See its tongue flicking away? But what I want to do is just kind of show you just how beautiful this animal is, so I'm going to try and get it to move out into the open. Man, this is a fully grown adult, a neo-tropical rattlesnake. Just gonna put it down. Absolutely beautiful coloration is kind of defined by these slightly beaded-like scales. It's interesting that I'm on the lookout for the beaded lizard, and I've come across a snake that has a kind of beaded-like quality. But that's not all these predators have in common. Like the beaded lizard, some rattlesnake venom contains potent neurotoxins. If this snake bit you, man, you'd be in trouble. Especially in the part of the world that I'm in right now. Not too close to a hospital, but right now, very, very relaxed, very chilled out snake. This is just a real pleasure to be with an animal like this. It's nice to meet you. All right. There's still no sign of the beaded lizard, but given the treatment they've received from humans over the years, I'd stay out of sight too. To this day, dozens are killed each year by locals who believe these lizards wield evil, supernatural powers. And just on the path, I spot another animal suffering from a bad reputation in these parts. Oh, look. See right there? There's a tarantula. Woo, that's a big tarantula. All right, let's have a look. The number one time you're gonna get bitten by a tarantula is if you surprise them. So, just have to be a little bit careful in the introduction of my hand. Most tarantulas are actually relatively docile, but the reason why they have such a bad reputation is just their sheer size. I mean, this is a huge spider, and a good rule of thumb with tarantulas is the hairier they are, the less inclined they're gonna be to bite. And if you can see, this tarantula is covered in these hairs. Hey, Monica.
Yeah?
Look what I found. Look, I found a pretty decent-sized tarantula.
Oh,
Cute,
it's
huh?
beautiful.
Yeah. You want to hold her?
Yes.
Let's get her walking. Wow, she is big. She's almost as big as your hand.
Yes.
Look at that color. That's great, that orange color on it.
She's beautiful.
Yeah. But she's bringing us together. It's very sweet. A very touching moment between tarantula and two humans. All right, I'm gonna put her back. Thanks for being cool. Sweet. I guess we should keep looking.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye.
See you later. As
As our hunt continues, it looks like we're not the only ones looking for lizards.
Oh, there's someone up here, Monica. Look. It's always good to ask locals.
Hola. Me llamo Mónica.
Me llamo Israel.
Mucho gusto.
Pues buscando iguanas aquí en el bosque, aquí se encuentra iguana.
So they live in the same place as the beaded lizard?
Yeah, it's a great sign.
Yeah. Has
Yes.
he seen the beaded lizard?
Sí lo he visto, porque yo ando aquí cazando iguanas, que sí lo he visto, pero sí lo tengo algo de miedo porque no me animo a agarrarlo, la verdad.
Well, I guess if he's looking for a lizard and we're looking for a lizard, maybe we can all just help each other out.
Sounds like a good idea.
Sweet.
Israel hunts and sells iguanas for a living, so it's no surprise that it doesn't take him long to spot something.
¡Hey, Mónica! Encontré una iguana.
Una iguana.
Oh, he's found one.
Yeah.
Oh, you can see his tail.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he's stuffed right in there.
Wherever they can find a cave to hide, you can find anyone.
But he's not hiding very well. That's like sticking your leg out of the curtain when you're playing hide and seek. Let's see how the expert does it. Nice. Progress. On the ground. Sweet. Wow. And you can see why this iguana, it's all right, buddy, was able to hold on tight in that tree, because look at those claws. Very long, very sharp. And this tail, sharp, serrated tail, can actually be quite a formidable weapon. And this guy will probably give me a pretty decent whip if he gets the opportunity. You're a little tough guy, huh? A little tough lizard.
Unlike the beaded lizard, which has no natural predators except humans, this iguana is a perfect meal for many of this forest's inhabitants. So to survive, they rely on their blazing speed.
I'd love to see just how fast these guys run. Do you think it would be okay to let him go? Is Israel okay about that?
Pues lo soltemos, para que lo vean, pues sí, corre.
Sí podemos.
Ajá, sí
Yeah.
podemos.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you're ready to go, huh? Ready? Go! Wow, that's pretty fast. He actually got up on 2 legs at one point. Sweet. Fastest lizard in the world, black iguana. Very cool.
Finding the black iguana was a good sign, but I'm not going to be satisfied until I find a lizard of a more venomous variety.
Oh, nice little spring right here. Oh, look, there's a lizard. There's a lizard. Look, look. Did you see it? I think that was a beaded lizard. Oh man, this grass is sharp.
Dom, what did you see?
What? Hey, I think I saw a beaded lizard.
Really?
Yeah, right here. It's in this hole, I think. It's got to be a beaded lizard. It was like doing that, you know, crocodile walk. And it just...
It got away.
Yeah, I think it got away. I'm a little nervous that it's, you know, turned itself around.
Yeah, you better be careful.
And then it could, you know, tag my hand.
And if it does, I'm in real trouble. Their bite's like a vice, and their venom will send me to the hospital in agony.
I think it's too deep, this hole. Come on, come and have a look. It's all right. I'll look. I think it's long gone by now. Oh, man. That's the closest we got. First beaded lizard. How's that?
Great.
All right, well, let me grab my bag and we can keep moving. Oh. On the go way.
So close.
After a few more hours of combing through this forest, we turn up nothing, and it's time to call it a day. Unfortunately, Monica needs to get back to Guatemala City and back to her own research, but she's agreed to put me in touch with a perfect replacement.
We're going to meet Daniel Ariano. He's a beaded lizard expert here in Guatemala. He's the right person to get you to see one of these lizards.
Lovely town square.
Daniel.
Hola.
Hola, ¿cómo está? Mire, él es Dom.
Monica tells me that you're kind of the beaded lizard expert around here.
I'm going to take you to the best spot that we have the most chances to see it, but take into account that probably we go and we don't see it.
Hey, if that's the best that we can do, then that's the best that we can do.
I'm going to do my best for it.
Cool. Well, thank you. It was lovely.
Bye.
It was lovely to meet you, and thanks for all your help.
Bye.
Bye-bye, Monica.
Adios. All right,
Let's go.
Here's my car right here. Sweet.
We'll now leave Guatemala City and drive 250 kilometers northeast to the Motagua Valley. It's one of the driest spots in Central America, making it an ideal location to continue our hunt for the beaded lizard.
Okay, I'll follow you.
Okay, let's go.
At this time of day, the lizards will be hiding from the blistering heat, so we're looking for them in their burrows. And as our search begins, Daniel reminds me that catching beaded lizards is a risky business.
I have been bitten by a beaded lizard like 5 years ago in this hand. You may see the scars here.
Yeah.
And it was the most awful bite I have ever had.
Really?
I have been bitten by a mountain pit viper here. It was painful, but the beaded lizard bite is the worst.
Is it the strength of the bite or the venom?
It's both, actually. It's so strong that it hurts you, but actually the venom it has with me for 10 days and it's excruciating pain.
All right. Well, I'll be careful when I'm looking through all these burrows then.
Yeah, we have to be.
All these rocks, you would think that there would be a beaded lizard around here somewhere. Oh, wait, snake right here. Look, right there. See it? That's a rattlesnake. This is another neo-tropical rattlesnake. Wow, this snake is on it. Whew, this thing is a ball of energy. Look at that position. Absolutely beautiful. I've already seen a neo-tropical rattlesnake, and that snake allowed me to pick it up and spend some time with it at relatively close quarters. As you can see with this snake, not happy at all with me anywhere near it. And that just shows each snake is different, each individual snake is different. I can't get any closer than this, but the camera that I'm carrying in my bag might just be able to break that distance a little bit. I'm just gonna go grab my camera. Hopefully, I can get close enough to this rattlesnake to show you just how fast they can strike. Yeah, that was a strike. There. Look at that. That's a little bit of venom. That's quite a lot of venom, actually. Not a dry bite. And venom, kind of sticky. Ends up feeling a little bit like super glue. Not only that, but unless venom goes into your bloodstream, it's not dangerous. I can actually lick my finger. That's not gonna harm me. Tastes a little nasty. It has to get into your bloodstream. I've annoyed this snake enough, so I'm gonna put down my camera. It was really, really nice to meet you. A very, very grumpy, but very cool neo-tropical rattlesnake.
Back on the trail, our hunt for a reptile that's a little more camera shy continues.
Absolutely stunning.
According to Daniel, the beaded lizard's been on the prowl for over 23 million years. But at the top of this hill, we discover evidence of a more recent occupant.
Oh, so this is the entranceway to something.
Yeah, this is the entrance of a Mayan tomb.
It's a tomb.
Yeah.
And while it was likely built for a Mayan notable, today it shelters some very different residents.
So with these loose rocks that the Mayans used to make the temple, this is the perfect place for beaded lizards to be.
Yeah, actually, we are in a good place to search.
Can we go inside and have a look?
Well, it's a little bit dangerous there, but let's try.
It's smell bats for sure. As we travel deeper beneath hundreds of tons of rock and earth, it becomes clear that we're risking much more than just an encounter with a venomous reptile. Oh, it's a lot smaller than I thought it was going to be. Wow. That is about as far as I can go in here. Pretty cramped. They could be hiding anywhere, but Daniel isn't sure that lingering down here is such a good idea.
It's a little bit dangerous to be in here.
Oh yeah, why? Is it unstable?
Yeah, this structure, you may see that column in front of you. It seems that it could collapse soon.
Oh.
There are a lot of other places that we may look outside, and I guess the best idea is to get out.
Well, with that in mind, let's keep moving. Man, another scene out of Indiana Jones ticked off my list. Escaping an ancient tomb. Pretty cool. As the day goes on, the blistering heat is finally tempered by a mid-afternoon shower, and I'm hoping the cooler temperatures will tempt the beaded lizards out into the ruins. Feels kind of special to be in the ruins of a culture that's thousands of years old. It's believed this tomb was part of a larger settlement built by the Mayans to extract jade from a nearby quarry. And while these miners are long gone, it's far from abandoned. Well, there's no evidence of lizards, but there's definitely a pretty significant spider's web right here. This is a funnel web spider. And it seems to have snared something in its web. The more this ant moves around, the more it tickles those lines on the web. It's actually giving the spider a chance to locate it. Here it comes. Got it. But it looks like the spider's the only one that's catching anything today. I've been searching for a while now. There's just no evidence of this elusive lizard. And after hours of searching turns up nothing, we decide to call it a day. But as we make our way back to the car, we spot another of this forest's more unusual inhabitants.
Oh, man. Look at that tree. Do you know how is it called?
No, I don't recognize it.
It is called cojones tree.
Cojones tree.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Do you know what does that mean?
Yeah, testicles.
You see why it is called that.
Don't hold on to it like that. This is the ball tree of Guatemala.
Yeah, actually.
Wow, impressive. And is it, no, it's not always in two. Look, this one got a little extra.
Yeah, it's...
Can you eat this fruit?
No, it has a poisonous resin into it.
All right, well, let's move on.
Yeah, let's move on.
Having come up empty in our search, Daniel thinks we need some help. So we're heading to the village of El Arenal to meet Gilberto Salazar, an expert tracker who's caught dozens of beaded lizards.
Hi, Gilberto.
Oh,
Mucho gusto.
Hola, mucho gusto, Dominic.
Pasen adelante.
Gilberto treats us to a meal.
These are empanadas that Gilberto's wife and Gilberto's mom has already made.
Oh, it's hot. Caliente.
Yeah, sí, caliente.
And a masterclass in beaded lizard wrangling. If potentially I see one, how would I avoid getting bitten?
Ahora que si uno lo sabe agarrar, pues lo levanta y le mete la mano por debajo y ya lo agarras en esta forma que la cabeza le quede presionada con los dos dedos.
Yeah, like that. With the arms here.
Okay, cool. And that just stops the lizard from going left and right, yeah?
Yeah, actually.
Okay, good advice. How do you say cheers in Guatemala?
We have... Salud.
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 Muchas gracias, Gilberto.
Gracias, Gilberto.
Sí.
The next day, we head deeper into the Matagua Valley to a remote patch of forest where Gilberto has found the beaded lizard before. Oh, this is it?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, man.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go. This is it. I've now put myself in the perfect geographical position to find the beaded lizard with two of the world's leading experts in this particular animal. There's nothing more I could do to have more of a chance to find one of the rarest lizards in the world. Fingers crossed.
With less than 200 left in this entire valley, we're gonna need all the luck we can get. And not far into the forest, our new hunting grounds are already yielding results.
Yes. Don't come here.
Yeah?
Yeah. It seems like Gilberto has found these nail markings in the tree.
Oh, yeah, right there. Wow.
It seems like a big beaded lizard has been here.
So their claws are very strong, huh? I mean, if I'm gonna be grabbing hold of one of these things, I need to be careful of not only the bite, but the
Actually,
claws
the nails.
as well.
The nails.
Right.
You see the markings. Imagine what can do with your arm.
Yeah, that's a pretty deep groove. Proceed with caution, I guess, right? Nice work, Gilberto.
To cover more ground, we split up. And once again, I'm on burrow searching duty.
Oh, there's a little snake in here. There's a little snake. At least I think it's a snake. We've got to be careful, because in the dark, not really too sure what this snake is.
This flash of red could mean this snake is highly venomous. In the darkness, I can't really see where its head is.
Oh, it's not a little snake at all. This is quite a large snake. Come on, sweetheart. Okay, you know what? I don't need my snake stick now. Initially, I was very, very cautious because this guy resembles an extremely venomous snake found in this part of the world, the notorious coral snake. This is probably more likely a corn snake or a milk snake. I just saw a flash of color and stripes, and you really don't want to be sticking your hand into a burrow when there's the chance that there's a coral snake there, because those guys can potentially kill you. Highly toxic venom. This guy, super harmless. Hi, what's up? But this guy is a little constrictor. You can see that it's wrapping itself around my hand. It's all right, just relax. Beautiful snake, but she's not too keen about hanging out with me after a certain amount of time. Most snakes just calm down, so I'm actually just gonna let her go. There you go. Just let it go. Let's go.
After our great start this morning, we had high hopes for the day. But after hours of scouring the valley, all we've managed to come up with are a few tantalizing clues.
We've pretty much done an entire circuit of this particular area, Daniel has said, and we've looked in almost every burrow around here. And the best that I've done has been these tiny little fragments of skin that I found in some of these burrows. Beaded lizards, like all reptiles, shed their skin, and they have a very distinctive shed because the top of their skin is actually made up of bone. Not too great. But I have been really fortunate on some of my other trips with pitfall traps, and Daniel seems to think that a beaded lizard would fall into a pitfall trap. So we're now headed to an ideal area for us to make a few. Well, I've dug pitfall traps before in different parts of the world, and it's quite a lot of work, but it's always fun checking out what you've caught in them. Oh man, I just hit a tree root. Oh, what? Were you cheating?
No, it was just that I dig in softer soil.
I hit a tree root.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I think I'm done, actually. Okay. Yeah, silver medal. Nice.
So what we are going to do with this dam is that we are going to put like a wall, a barrier here between the two buckets, so any animal that comes walking by is stopped by the barrier and comes walking along and fell into the...
Cool, very cool. All right, that looks pretty good. Good work, man. All right, so now all we do is wait.
Let's cross our fingers.
Good work.
Good work.
It's the following morning. We are on our way to check the pitfall traps, always exciting. Maybe we'll be lucky, maybe there'll be a beaded lizard in there, or maybe there'll be these tracks of a beaded lizard, but let's have a look. I'll just put down my bag, and we'll see how we did. Yeah, this is cool, we did get lucky. Just grab this guy. Oh, what's up, dude? Got a big toad in here. Cute little guy. You see these big swellings just behind each eye. These are actually venom glands. And if something were to come along, grab hold of this toad and give it a bite, it can actually exude this venom. If I just gently squeeze, look, watch. Oh, it looks like you're squeezing a huge zit. And that is pretty disgusting and pretty toxic. If you were to get any of this stuff in your mouth, or your eyes, or your nose, wouldn't be a good thing. Unless, you know, you wanted to have a hallucinogenic experience, and then it would be a pretty good thing. Cute little animal. Looks a little bit like Jabba the Hutt. Just gonna let him go. Go, go. That's about as good as it gets. That is a toad running for his life.
Like this toad, the beaded lizard isn't exactly known for its speed. But when you're the toughest reptile on the block, you don't need to win any foot races. And just up the trail, we find our best sign yet that one's in the area.
Ah, la puchuca de verdad. Look, Dom.
Oh, yeah, this thing right here, right?
Actually, yeah, these are certainly beaded lizard marks. You could see the tail,
Yeah.
the claws there,
Yeah, little things right here.
this disturbed soil.
Nice. But Gilberto's checked in there, yeah?
Yeah, he has already checked and he hasn't found it, but you see, it has digged here.
Yeah, yeah. So how old do you think this could be?
Probably from today. Really? So we are pretty close from that. Because remember that last night rain has come? The rain may wash out, so they are recent.
If that's from today, they're a relatively slow-moving lizard, right? So they'll be around here somewhere.
If we are quick, we may find them. Don't you may go this way?
Okay, good.
Let's look.
Cool.
Okay.
Good luck.
Cool. Good luck.
Well, that's great. Best clue up to now, for sure. I know this lizard is here. I'm gonna keep on going. Making sure I check all the tree stumps, making sure that I'm not missing anything. Oh, you know what? Look at this. See how the earth has been cleared here? Something has made this earth come free here. There's a big hole here. Wow, steep and loose. But this burrow goes quite deep. Oh, you hear that? Do you hear that hiss? There's something in here. It could be a snake or a lizard. To be honest, I can't see anything. Let me see if I can just flip this around. Get whatever's deep in here just out.
I'm in a very vulnerable position here. If this is a beaded lizard and it wheels around and bites me, I'm looking at days of agonizing pain.
Definitely
And there's no
onto me.
way I'm turning back now.
There's something. I got something. This is a lizard. I can tell by the tail, but this lizard is pretty deep in there. Let me put my snake stick down. Ah. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Beaded lizard, come on. That is sweet. After all that searching, wow, what an absolutely stunning animal and strong. Wow, this lizard is just kind of, hear that hissing? This lizard is just kind of twisting around, trying to get the business end towards my hand to let it go. But with my fingers like this, in this position, it just controls the head. Hi, look at her little tongue going. Yeah. And you can see why it's called the beaded lizard. This skin that it has, these beads are made of bone. So I can't think of any animal that would even think about having a go at this lizard. You just wouldn't be able to break through this extremely tough skin. Wow, it's making mincemeat out of my forearms right now. Very, very sharp claws. You can see that it uses them to dig in like dragon's feet. Ah, yeah, that's cute. I get it, I get it. That's a little posturing right there, opening up their mouth, showing me just how big and scary they are, and say, you don't want to mess with me, I'm too dangerous. This lizard will be producing a small amount of venom in its mouth right here. And if I got close enough, it would clamp down on me, and then the venom would be administered by just holding on to me and breaking the skin. They have a very, very strong bite, one of the strongest bites in the lizard kingdom. In fact, people have talked about the only way that you can free yourself from that bite is either killing the lizard or breaking its jaw. And I don't want to do either one of those things. After all this searching, after all these days, all these burrows, all these myths and legends, to find this extremely rare and very, very cool beaded lizard in the middle of the forest is just such a pleasure. These guys are dangerous, these guys are venomous, but I have to admit that I'm just really, really fond on these animals. They have a really cool nature. And even though you have to be careful at all times, I just really, really like them. Beautiful little animal. And since they are so rare and are so threatened, the best idea is going to be to just put this lizard back where I found it and wish it luck. And give it a little kiss. It's nice to meet you. Wow. All right. Yeah. Beaded lizard. Come on.